Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Bush playing night 4 of Q101's Twisted Christmas tomorrow at 7:10 for Clash with Kenzie. We'll have more tickets for that. What a night. That's the party night. And speaking of concerts, obviously, with My Chemical Romance at Soldier Field, we announced this show Friday, August 29th, the day after the Oasis show at Soldier Field. What a week that's going to be in August next year. And Devo going to be opening up our show. There's several other artists and different setups are opening, but the whole tour is sold out. My Chemical Romance sold out an entire tour of football stadiums. And this is from our great friends Live Nation and Q101. And before we do the song scramble, which we're going to do, there's 3 songs scrambled up, and you have to figure out the 3 in order, and the first person to do that is in the sold-out show at Soldier Field. But I have to pontificate for a minute. I want to reflect here for just 60 seconds, if you'll let me.
Yep.
So...
You're in charge of the microphone, so you really do anything about it?
I guess I didn't have to ask, right? Q101 first played My Chemical Romance back in 2001, and I remember being here, of course, as Sludge back in the day when my afternoon radio show and playing My Chemical Romance. And so many bands start on Q101, and then other radio stations, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because they become so big that other stations start playing them. Like, I'll use Billie Eilish as an example. She was in town this week. We have a video on our YouTube channel of her in our lounge 7 years ago when no one knew who she was. Mm-hmm. That's got, I think, 10 or 15 million views. Go to our YouTube channel and check out all these things. And then we kind of start these bands and then share them with the world. Coldplay is one of those bands. Linkin Park is one of those bands, to be honest. We were the first to play these bands. And then they go on and become just so big that everybody plays the bands. But they start here on Q101. And that's what My Chemical Romance did. But the unique thing about My Chemical Romance is they stayed our band.
Yes.
You don't hear them on other radio stations that don't play this alternative rock format, let's say, or even on TV shows, whatever. They stayed solely our band, and My Chemical Romance rose through all that, even going away for a decade, and sold out Soldier Field. Mm-hmm. You did that. Mm-hmm. We're all family here together. You did that, and I'm talking to the listeners. You did that. And it makes me proud and humbled. And I'm so happy for My Chemical Romance because I love them.
You kind of like lifted your leg and peed on them. You're like, my band.
My band. I marked them. They are certainly Q101 more than anything else. And, you know, Jesse from North Chicago just checked in the middle of my speech there and agreed 100%. He remembers hearing My Chemical Romance on Q101 for the first time. And now he's been a fan for getting close to, it's unbelievable to say this, it's 25 years. So thank you, Jesse from North Chicago, for checking in. Mm-hmm. I have to get that out because that's just been inside of me when they first announced that show and how important and what a milestone that is to me, and I hope it is to you as well.
Well, it's so impressive. I mean, this is a band. They've played 3 of Q101's Twisted Christmases over the year, 2004, 2006, and 2010. This is our band. We've been with them from the start, and look at them now at Soldier Field. They've done quite well for themselves.
They still feel like only our band, and I love that.
We're like the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Mine. Everyone who opens their microphone right now is like, that's why. It's mine.
Okay, now Jesse from North Chicago said, okay, we get it. Now play the song scramble. Okay.
Oh, we should do that.
All right, got it.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, let's go to Tony checking in. Tony, ahoy. Let's end this. Give me the songs, and you are the winner. What do you got?
Hi, guys. How's it going? All right. It's Teenagers, Ghost of You, and Sing.
You got it, buddy. Tony, you're going.
Oh, my God. The Incredible Hulk showed up.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Head to Headlines, where you decide the content of the show. We give you 2 headlines, the funniest ones we've found of the week, and we thank you. People are submitting headlines to us now in big form. So
in droves, if you will.
Droves, that's the word I was looking for. I don't know what a drove is, but I won't get sidetracked right now. Let's focus on the headline.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you decide by texting in headline number 1 or headline number 2 at 312-591-8300. The story you want to hear more about. The catch is we'll never talk about the other story again. So choose wisely. Mm-hmm. Headline number 1. Bank robber pillowcase disguise had no eye holes.
Opposite of Charlie Brown at Halloween.
That headline is right to the point.
Oh, I love that. I'm just forgetting one thing. What is it?
So So Case has now seen the movie The Town and how well they planned as a point of putting alcohol on their bullets so their fingerprints are not on them.
Yes.
This guy forgot to cut eye holes in the pillowcase?
Point Break, this was not.
No.
This is very like Cartoon Network as they run into the bank vault door.
Yeah. This is like an Ed, Ed, and Eddie scene.
Yes.
All right, so bank robber pillowcase disguise has no eye holes. If you like that story, want to hear more about it, text in headline number 1, not before you hear headline number 2.
And what a pickle, because you're already there.
Yeah.
You're already there, and
Yeah.
there's already a stick up. You're not going to be like, 1 second. I go back to my car, don't move.
Whoops.
You just got to go all in at that point, pull the pillowcase face off, and just let him see your face. You just have to. Okay, so don't text in headline number 1 yet until you hear headline number 2, and then you decide fully what you want to hear us break down after Fallout Boy, which we're going to play in a second. Headline number 2 is, insurers say bear that damaged luxury cars was actually a person in a costume. Boy, these are good this week.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I like.
I don't know how you choose. This is tough.
Can you read them one more time?
Okay, so again, headline number 1 is bank robber pillowcase disguise had no eye holes.
Tough. That's a tough one.
And headline number 2 is insurers say bear that damaged luxury cars was actually a person in a costume. Interesting how both involve some kind of, clothing or wear. So headline number 1 or headline number 2. Text in what you want at 312-591-8300. And after Fallout Boy, we'll break down the story you choose with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, head to headlines, where you decide the content of the show based on 2 headlines we gave you right before Fallout Boy. And we narrow it down from hundreds of headlines all week, the funniest headlines, and you decide the story that you want to hear. The catch is we'll never talk about the other story again. And these were the headlines. Your choices today were headline number 1, bank robber pillowcase disguise had no eye holes.
Son of a nutcracker.
And headline number 2 was insurers say bear that damaged luxury cars was actually a person in a costume. Now, both out of the gate got equal votes, but then number 2 pulled away. Headline number 2, the bear one.
Yes.
So that pulled away to win. I think people finally just realized the headline of the other one tells the story.
That's exactly what happened.
But you'll never know because you didn't choose that one. So let's get to it. Insurers say that bear that damaged luxury cars was actually a person in a costume. And I will say this. We're going to go through this story right now. But you will not believe how they catch them in the end. And so just stick around for the whole
trap.
thing. Well, you'll find out. So California has seen its share of bears breaking into cars, the report says from AP. But bears caught on camera entering luxury cars tipped off insurers that something wasn't quite right. In what has been dubbed Operation Bear Claw. Those are delicious, by the way, bear claws. The California Insurance Department said 4 Los Angeles residents were arrested Wednesday, accused of defrauding 3 insurance companies out of nearly $142,000 by claiming a bear had caused damage to their vehicles.
Okay.
So far, so good, I guess, in how this went.
What are you going to do? Dang bears?
The group is accused of providing... by the way, before we continue, what an idea.
I love it. I love it.
Now, I don't know why they wanted to get rid of their cars. They had these cars. They actually had them, so they wanted to get a bunch of money for them.
This was the money.
But this wouldn't have come across my timeline, and I fancy myself a pretty creative person to go this route. But, bravo is what I'm saying.
Well, not quite.
They did get busted.
Almost bravo. A for effort.
Okay, so now to continue the story. The group is accused of providing video footage from the San Bernardino Mountains in January of a bear moving inside a Rolls Royce and 2 Mercedes to the insurance companies as part of their damage claims, the department said.
Okay.
And again, I don't know why are they all of a sudden hit some hard times and they have these Rolls Royce? They have that, and they want to damage it with a bear to get the money. I don't know why they want to get rid of their Rolls Royce. If you can afford a Rolls Royce, I think you want to keep it. I don't understand.
It is confusing because I feel like the insurance money wouldn't, like the damage of the Rolls Royce, I'm not sure. But sometimes if you claim that it's completely total, then you do get like that whole amount back, and maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not either on this one.
Maybe they just wanted a new one.
That could be true.
Yeah, new car smell.
I guess if you can afford a Rolls Royce, you want a new one, I guess?
It's
Of course.
hard. It's hard. I feel like you keep saying Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce.
It's super hard to say, don't feel bad.
You veer off. You want like a snack in the middle of the car.
Rolls Royce sounds great.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're going to
exactly.
have that.
Okay, so photos provided by the insurance department show what appeared to be scratches on the seats and doors.
Okay.
So that alone of those 3 cars totaled $142,000.
Okay, so this is where it gets sketchy.
The company, viewing the video of the Rolls Royce, suspected it was not a bear inside, but someone in a bear costume. So
What I imagine, by the way, when I saw this, is a bear walking up to the car with a bat and just hitting it.
I pictured the bear walking up with his little key fob and going, boop, boop. Starting the car up, warming it up first. So right on, they were not even questioning. They were questioning it right from the get-go. The detectives found 2 additional claims with 2 different insurance companies for the 4 people with the same date of loss in the same location. So they had multiple different insurance companies they were sending these bear videos to.
Bear massacre.
Pretty
He
much.
was on a rampage.
Yeah. So it was not immediately known if the 4 people arrested had attorneys. They arrested them pretty quick. I will get to how they were arrested in a second. But the people that had to judge the video, they called in the California Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Like a park ranger?
Yeah. Like Smokey Bear walks in to look at the video.
Hey,
Oh, hey, boo-boo. Yogi comes in. I just picture a whole team of bear cartoon characters
I gotta
walking
be
in.
honest. I think you could have just grabbed a regular person and be like, does this look like a person to you instead of a bear?
Did you really need to call me out of lunch for this?
Yeah.
It does feel like a failed game show of bear or not.
Yeah. The quote from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife was, after they reviewed the videos, quote, clearly a human in a bear suit.
I want these guys to return their bear costume to Amazon, though, and be like, not realistic and not like in the complaints for the return. Doesn't work. Doesn't do the job.
Funny you say that, Kenzie, because I said I'll get to how they were caught.
Oh, no.
So they issued a search warrant for these people that did this. Detectives found the bear costume in the suspect's home.
Not good.
Now, you're smart
You
enough,
couldn't have thrown it in a lake? What are you doing? Like a gun?
you're smart enough to make enough money to afford Mercedes and Rolls Royces, but you didn't get rid of the bear costume to defraud the insurance companies to get rid of the
Well,
costume?
he was going to attack his house next. So he's like, crap.
Boy, if this works, think what we can do with this bear costume.
Sky's the limit.
That's $24.99 I ever spent.
You know that was sad.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q